Welcome back. I'm Joe Elkier. This is Damian White. This is the Gold Spot. Damian, as a constant, continuing, increasing theme, it seems, for definitely the last few years, is volatility in the markets. It seems like we're definitely steamrolling towards something much bigger. We're seeing all signs of just reorganization as far as the global financial system goes. The massive movements of gold around the world, the inflation with the dollar, the list goes on and on of reasons why this is all unfolding right now. Can you give us some insight as far as, how that continues, time frames, how long we can see this for?
That's a good question. Time frame is a difficult one because I think right now what we're in, what you alluded to, is the global financial system is being reshuffled with trade, geopolitics, maybe monetary systems. I mean, there seems to be a lot of change happening, and we might be just like coming to that full crescendo of it right now. The tariffs are a big one, certainly, because that's causing different movements of money between all the countries. How and when it pans out, I think, is a question. I think maybe the trade things. I mean, normally these would take years to unravel or put full agreements in. What we're seeing though is all the uncertainty of that end game, and so we're seeing buyers of safety, of protection, and countries. So you're talking about central banks. We've seen this outsized move in gold recently, which is pretty unprecedented. Where it went up, $500-600 in about a week, which is a big move for, say, a $20 trillion asset. So you can see the fear. People are buying it. Countries are buying it. Institutions are buying it. And so it seems to be the ultimate global asset right now for safety and a store of value, a store of wealth.
Well, you've got, comments by like President Trump saying, he who has the gold makes the rules. And we're seeing a lot of that come to the surface with the major reorganization we're seeing. These central banks, in order to have a seat at the table for what's unfolding, they got to have a lot of gold. So they're not going to stop buying anytime soon, especially with the problems the dollar continues to face.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And that goes to a point, a lot of people are saying that, hey, gold is too high. We can't buy it up here. And I always ask, what are you basing that on? Because, what's happened in the last 5 years now since COVID is the amount of debt globally, not just the United States. The United States is, the albatross in the room, certainly, but it's happening everywhere, printing money everywhere. Central banks are price agnostic. They don't care if it's at 3,000 or even 5,000. They're just going to keep buying it. And that does seem to be the biggest preeminent buyer in the last month or so has been central banks and not retail. Which I would definitely encourage retail. If you're looking at gold, you've got to get in here and buy it because retail is usually last. Bob and Mary next door are the last ones to get in, and we're seeing this move. If the banks and institutions are buying it here, and if you go to the 80s, I mean, the gold went up 1,500%. We'd be talking in the neighborhood of $30, $35, $40,000 an ounce, which seems a lot. But I mean, when there's nowhere else to park your money that's safe, you really need to get on board.
History shows us a lot, and the foundation of the quote we use quite often around here: "You buy gold and wait. You don't wait to buy gold." It's never been truer. We're here to help answer questions. Go to our website, request information. Lots of people are interested in the silver market right now and the gold market. We're ready for your questions and we're happy to help. We'll see you next week.
If you enjoyed today's Gold Spot, like or subscribe to both our YouTube and Rumble channels. Also comment below if you have any questions or if you want to hear us talk about a specific topic in a future video.